In this video, we're going to take a controversial yet eye-opening look at a topic that's been discussed a lot here on this channel, and one that I'm sure many of you are already familiar with. Neville Goddard's concept of everyone is you pushed out. So today, let's play devil's advocate a little bit, and if you've been feeling stuck, disillusioned, or even just sort of confused by this concept, stay tuned because I'm about to offer a fresh perspective on this whole idea that might change how you approach your journey. Hi, I'm Jeff, and I teach practical and spiritual methods to organize and empower your life. So let's now start with the basics of everyone is you pushed out. So this idea of everyone is you pushed out comes from Neville Goddard, who taught that the external world reflects your internal state of being. Essentially, your assumptions and beliefs about the world create your experiences, and then people in your life mirror back those assumptions that you have to you. So it's a really profound and fascinating concept. But here's the thing, let's examine this a little bit more closely to maybe see if there's more to the story. Maybe there are other angles that we can take when we're approaching this concept. So while this idea of reflection is very powerful, it doesn't mean that the people around you are literally you. Although we could say on one hand, in sort of a spiritual and energetic sense, all is one, we're all the same energy. I mean, that's true, but we're not saying that these people are literally you. It doesn't mean that these other people have no autonomy, for example, or that their actions are entirely dictated by your subconscious mind. So this misunderstanding can lead to at times harmful patterns, like blaming yourself always for others' behavior, or feeling responsible for things outside of your control. I honestly think that at times, while this concept has very much been true in my life, of everyone is you pushed out, there are also moments where people who maybe are even close to us react in a way or behave toward us in a way that we really don't appreciate. And sometimes the lesson to be learned in these moments is one of maintaining like a respectful distance. And at times, if we have really negative or toxic people in our life, just making a decision that we're not going to allow that energy into our lives anymore. So that doesn't mean in these cases that it's necessarily your fault or it's because of some subconscious idea that you had that these things have come to pass. Because when we oversimplify this concept of everyone is you pushed out, it's easy to fall into two traps. The first is blaming yourself for every single negative interaction that you have. And the second is ignoring the individuality and the free will of other people. Both of these can create at times unnecessary feelings of guilt or tension, and I think they really miss a key point about personal growth. So here's an example to put this in perspective a little bit. So let's say you have a disagreement with a close friend. So I think the classic take on this, coming from the school of everyone is you pushed out, might tell you to look inward and ask, like, what belief of yours caused this? Or what issue that you're dealing with sort of projected this situation out into the world? And I think while self-reflection is very valuable, I mean, maybe you did contribute in some way, it doesn't mean that your friend didn't have their own reasons, emotions, or even their own lesson to learn through all of this. So what's the alternative? I'd like to propose a little bit of a nuance here. And that is, instead of seeing others as just reflections of you, consider them in a way as like co-creators in your reality. So yes, they may reflect back to you certain beliefs, but they also bring their own energy, experiences, and lessons to the table. So personally, I think this little nuance, this perspective is really freeing because it allows you to focus on what you can actually control, your own assumptions, reactions, and inner state, without taking on the burden of everyone else's actions. It also sort of fosters a deeper empathy and understanding for others, recognizing that every one of us is on our own unique journey, just as we are. So how can we apply this in our life, especially when we're looking at these situations through this lens of everyone is you pushed out? So one way is to practice self-reflection without overanalyzing. So ask yourself, what is this situation teaching me? And how did I perhaps contribute to this? However, without stating that you're the sole cause for this thing, this scenario to have happened. Another way to apply this is simply to have healthy boundaries. And like I said before, I do think this is one reason why at times we experience negativity with friends, family, or even close relationships, because at times we have to recognize that other people's actions are their own and they're not ours to fix. They're not ours to somehow heal. We can be there for people and we can offer support and guidance and help if they want it, but ultimately we're all responsible for our own thoughts and emotions and actions. And I think this is a really important lesson for other empaths or people on the spiritual path, because a lot of times we have a really good heart and we want to help others and we want to help them heal, but you can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped. And that's a very important lesson to learn. And at times we do have to create a barrier. At times we need space from people if they're just not at the same frequency that we're trying to be at. So one other way to apply this in our life is to focus on this idea of co-creation. So see every interaction as an opportunity to learn and grow together, rather than just saying that every aspect of your life is simply because of your own inner state. Look at it from other perspectives and see how other people's journeys are contributing to this idea of a co-created reality. I think that by adopting this approach, with this nuance, you'll find more balance in your relationships and greater peace within yourself. You're still responsible in all these scenarios for your own reality, but you're no longer carrying the weight of everyone else's choices or behavior. Now, sure, at times, sometimes we ourselves do contribute to these situations, but that's not always the primary reason for these things coming to pass. So now let's come back to the beginning. Is everyone you pushed out? Well, yes, but I think there's some nuance here, as we've just been discussing. The truth lies in this balance between self-awareness and at the same time understanding the interconnectedness that we all share. So we're all creating together, learning, growing, and evolving in this crazy world that we live in. So it's not only due to our own inner state, but it's due to the inner states of all those around us as well. So it's this one huge, beautiful, crazy co-creation. So personally, I find this whole concept of everyone is you pushed out really fascinating, and I'm a big fan and student of the work of Neville Goddard in general. So I just wanted to offer this fresh perspective, and I'm curious what you guys think about it. It's just a different way of looking at things, and I hope it gives you some clarity and a renewed sense of empowerment on your journey. And if this resonates with you, please let me know in the comments below. I'd always love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe share this with someone who would benefit from this message. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.